What's up, everyone? Good morning, good morning. Okay, so today I thought we could do something interesting and talk about the marketer's mindset. I think so many people get stuck with what do I create? How do I market? All these seamlessly, not difficult questions, but seamlessly, unanswered questions. So I really wanted to make a whole live talking about why it's so important to actually go through and adapt the marketer's mindset to your marketing. From that, you're going to be able to create more content, better content, have better interactions with your customers, and ultimately, I think drive more sales to your business. So that is why I'm super pumped to actually get through and talk with you about this. So if you have any questions or anything, make sure to drop them in the chat, and we will make sure we get to those today. Otherwise, besides that, hopefully everyone is staying safe while I get everything else set up on my end, and then we can get rocking and rolling from here. Let's go. Oh, goodness. Okay. So I'm using a different laptop today to sign in. The other one was not feeling it, so bear with me. Let's see. Of technicalities. Oh, goodness. We might have to do this from mobile today. Let's just do that in the meantime. So I really want to get going with this because it's so important, right? Like at the end of the day, I think one of the biggest things that separates most businesses and most people marketing their businesses from those who actually achieve some level of success, whatever you define as a success, has to boil down to the mindset of the individual marketing their business. So at the end of the day, I think one of the biggest things that you and I should start adapting is, and in this, again, I'm telling you this from past experiences and the fact that it's taken me really years to adapt something that's relative, right? That at the end of the day, I can actively say to you that this works, right? So Daniela, what is up? Long time no see. Daniela's a fantastic individual. Oh, we have to catch up. It's been a while. It's been a while. We actually need. I will make a mental note to contact you after this. But here's the thing. What forces so many people to, what is it? Oh, what holds so many people back when it comes to content marketing and messaging, all that is the fact that we think that we often overanalyze the posts that we have. So let me tell you, you've probably been there and had this idea for, you know, a piece of content or a campaign or a message, and you were so obsessed with the idea, you loved it and everything, and then you started running it by certain people, and they were like, "Oh, that doesn't work." There's so many pieces of feedback that it often drowned out the idea that you had, that initial idea, that campaign, that video, that piece of content, right? It drowned it out, and then you didn't post it. Well, part of the marketer's mindset is adapting this thinking of continuously experimenting with the messaging. So I like to say the marketer's mindset is very closely related to the scientist method, right? Scientific method. You have to come up with a theory and then a hypothesis, and then get test out, experiment, iterate, and then come up with a conclusion, right? You have to go through that same process in marketing. So one of the biggest and number one tip I'm going to tell you is when you have an idea for something that you think your audience is going to be obsessed with, as long as it's adding value or it's moving, it's basically adding value. Like as long as the point that you're trying to make is adding value to someone, then go on and create that. It might not be perfect, right? I don't care if it's not, I don't care if it's perfect. What I care about is you actually executing on the idea that you have. Because here's the thing: if you do that, there's one of two things three things technically, but one of two things that's going to happen. One, it's going to do exponentially better than you could ever have thought, right? You maybe thought that it would, reach 10,000 people. It reached 100,000 or a million people, right? That's fantastic. That means you've struck a nerve with something. The second thing that can happen is there's some success. Okay, maybe it's not 10,000 people that saw, maybe it was 1,000, but they mentioned a couple of things in the comments, and that either spurred new ideas for content, uh, maybe iterations of what you can do. How do people know they're adding value? Well, it's very simple. That's actually a great question. So when a brand, let's break this down into people and then brands, right? So yes, personal brand and then more of a business brand, right? So for personal brands, it's very simple. Does it, how I view it, right? And this is actually a great question, Danielle. How I view it is it's twofold. One, let me back up. For me personally, as a content creator, as an influencer, whatever, my only goal is, can I leave every single person I meet better than I found them? So what that means is, yes, I can be sharing content marketing tips much like this live, right? Is that adding value? Do I have any? As long as I don't have any malintent with this, that's adding value, right? Secondly, I share my journey, right? I share the process of me going from getting a degree in nutrition to writing a book to launching companies and brands, and the failures and the lessons along the way. That might be motivational. That might be adding value to someone, right? My intent isn't to sell them on this dream. I'm just informing them. I'm trying to entertain, educate, and engage them, right? So for me, it's, can I leave every single person better than I found them? Often the tips I share are questions that I once had that I either did not have answers to, didn't know anyone to follow who had answers, and still kind of needed the answers to those questions, right? So that's how I think about adding value. Now, brands can do the same thing. They can educate. Usually with like brands and companies, they have a solution, whether it's a service, a product, whatever that is. They have a solution. So them adding values, informing their customers about them. Sharing details. Again, I keep going back to this entertain, educate, and engage model, because entertainment might not seem like the most adding value, but if you can make someone smile or make someone laugh or make someone feel happy, that's adding value, right? There's whole brands that are built on making people feel happy, and they have a positive impact on the world. If you think about Disney, what's the value of seeing a Disney post or watching a Disney movie? It's entertainment. Like, it's escapism. You feel, like you're transported, right? That's them adding value. That's why when I see their little shorts posted on Facebook or Instagram, I laugh because it's great. It's great. It's adding value to me. So, Danielle, to just kind of go with that comment, here's the thing: adding value can take different terms, and different, it can look like different things in different people's eyes. My thing is, focus on one umbrella. So if you are thinking about adding value in, so let's do this, Danielle, because I haven't done this in a while with you. Let's make this very, very, very contextual, if you don't mind, because I want to answer any question that can be valuable. Sign in. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna go to your profile, and I'm gonna tell you how you're adding value. So one other, while I'm pulling this up, one other way I add value to the conversations, often just being nice to people, having conversations, referring people. I have a lot of people that come to me where I personally can't help them. Like, I don't have the capacity to help them. Or adding value is referring them out. It's I wouldn't overanalyze adding value. Like, does as long as it doesn't hurt someone, even if there's no really neutral in content marketing, if you think about it, right? Like, if you're posting something and you're talking about, let's see, and you're talking about why it's so important for people to get out there and exercise more, right? Potentially, like, there's no negative. So there's no negative to telling people to go work out, right? Unless you're really shaming them, making them feel bad about themselves. Like, honestly, that's the only way you can negatively impact them. So, to your question, adding value, it takes so many different cases, right? I follow DJs on TikTok and Instagram. They don't add value to me, like, on paper. They don't help me make more money, but I love listening to their music, right? Like, they make me concentrate a little bit more. That's them adding value. So I'm still struggling with streamlining my personal brand because I'm passionate about a few things. I'm still discovering what career I want to be in. Here's the great thing. This is fantastic, because I was in your exact same shoes when I got started. Right. This is perfect. Now looking back at it. So here's the thing. When I first got on LinkedIn in October 2018, I wanted to talk about everything from entrepreneurship, business, podcasting, you name it. I wanted to talk about it, right? But here's the thing that I realized over time was that my audience, the people I'm talking to on this platform, specifically on LinkedIn, they care about certain things more than others. So I boiled down to still talking about my journey, talking about personal development, and then talking about marketing. Those are the three topics that I talk about. That's 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 things that still align with what I want. It brings value to my audience, and at the end of the day, it leaves me enough wiggle room to still play in. If I want to talk about influencer marketing, or I want to talk about text message marketing, or I want to talk about mindset in marketing. Like I still have I have themes that I roll with rather than specific things, right? So hopefully thinking about starting to bucket your passions, bucket all of your passions, throw every single thing that you have on paper. Like it might seem so archaic, but write everything down. So so I know that you're into sports, you're into golf, you're into podcasting, you're into personal development. Like list everything out, right? And then start to experiment with them, right? So if you have 6 buckets, post once a week or once a day. So post once a day for 6 days, and talk about those, and do that for 2-3 weeks. And after that, you'll see that people like when I talk about sports, but they also like when I talk about mindset, and they like when I talk about podcasting. Like you'll see things that people will be attracted to, and to to bring that back into personal branding. Everyone here is a son or daughter. They are a father, a mother, a business owner, a employee. Like we have so many different hats that we draw. Like you're not going to, you know, distort your brand at all. And towards the last thing, it's going to lead in it. My biggest thing about personal brand is think about people like Madonna, who continuously changed the way their personal brand is over time to adapt to the audience, the market, and whatnot. Right? That's a very far out example, but you're not going to distort your brand at all by just putting it out there. Jim, I appreciate you. Yeah, it's and I might just do a live tomorrow talking about the journey, because it's true. Like when I started on this platform, I threw everything out there. I talked about everything, and that wasn't good because it wasn't good because I didn't know how to do it. It took me a while to actually figure out exactly what I want to talk about and how I want to present it. Danielle, just for your context, it changes between platforms as well, right? Like I talk a lot more about personal development and marketing on this platform than I do on TikTok. I just do, right? So like the audience changes, but as long as you're passionate about the overarching theme, so you're gonna figure out content and marketing to actually share throughout your journey. Great question, by the way. I mean, this all goes back with the mindset. It's really like one thing that holds back so many people is like, oh, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say. So I'm not going to say anything. That's like the worst thing you should do, because you should be putting yourself out there to figure out what you, number one, most importantly, what you want to talk about. It's important that, people understand that, that you're in the business of XYZ, but it really boils down to you. I was on a phone call with someone yesterday, and the one tip I gave this individual was so for me personally, I post at least 11 to 15 times every single day. I don't do that because I'm motivated. I built a habit into it, right? So part of the marketer's mindset is also building this into a habit and starting to share with your heart. Absolutely, Jim. That's a great example. But yeah, so part of the marketer's mindset also, now that you kind of have those themes, right? So number one, find out those themes. Number two, start building a habit of creating content for each one of those themes. So for me, every single day I talk about personal development, I talk about my journey, and I talk about the ins and outs of marketing. You could do the same thing with your bucket. So the second tip I would have now to someone like Jim or Daniela in here would be very specifically, right, for you, very specifically, start to see those 30 seconds, a minute, minute and a half, 5 minutes that you have that are wasted time in your day, and start creating content. Start talking to people. Even if you're not, creating content, even though I know you can and you will, and it's gonna be awesome, start messaging people, start talking to people that are doing, that are inspirations to you. There's so many people, especially on this platform on LinkedIn, that you can reach out to and have a frank conversation out of the blue. Like, do it every single day. People here are very, very keen to help, be observant, but you have to get started, right? So, Danielle, I was in the middle of looking at your profile a couple seconds ago. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Danielle, I think we spoke last in like the end of 2019, so hopefully everything's going exceptionally well. Let's see. So I mean, like, just looking at your your like resume, you can talk about so many things. It's just like, what do you want to end up talking about? And then remember, like, social media is a tool, right? Like it's a tool to a goal. So especially for your personal brand and whatnot, make sure that you have a goal in mind. Like for mine, it's very simple. I want to meet awesome people who are changing the world, and second, I want to build my businesses and generate leads for Boundless Media, and then eventually learn how to market better to DTC. Like there's a lot of small goals I have, but it helps keep me constant and always on the lookout. So uh, that's kind of all I have for you guys today. Like there's nothing else that's crazy about the marketer's mindset. Do you believe people need to post every day? Yeah, posting conversations. Yeah, that's a fantastic question. By the way, look at this cool new LinkedIn feature I have where I can click and I can see. Oh, I should start doing that a little bit more. But anyway, um, I think I personally think that everyone has it in them to be posting every single day. I don't believe that because here's the thing, you have conversations with people each and every day without even thinking about it. You brush your teeth every single day because you don't think about it. Can you do that for content creation and marketing and personal branding? Yes. Does it take time, effort, energy, and resources? Yes. So for you, I would say, to back it up, I was in a I was instructed to do a 30-day video challenge. I did that. I did it continuously, and then after 30 days, I started saying, "Oh, I can do this every day." And then I did it for another 2 months, and I was like, "Oh, I can post twice a day," and then 3 times, and then 4 times, and now we're at 5 times. And then I was like, "Oh, I'm posting 5 times. I need to find another platform to continue." Now I post 3 times on 3 to 4 times every single day on TikTok, and I do them one on Quora. And over time, I've just gone better at managing my time and posting content and reusing and repurposing. So to answer your question, yes, I think most people should be posting every single day. A lot of people won't. They will post once a week, once a month, once a year. That's okay for them too. It really maps back to your ambition, right? Like if you see how great the opportunity is right now for reaching people and getting things done, like for you, like you just graduated, like there's no question, like if I had built the brand I have today and I was graduating, I would definitely have been shooting for the moon for my first job, or to launch a product or company. If I had the brand I had when I was graduating, like you, sky's the limit, right? And even if you don't, that's okay. Like you can start again today. So should you be posting? Yes, gives you more at bats. You really lose nothing. I post 5 times a day. I don't see my metrics go down. And if they go down, perfect. And people unfollow me, okay, they might have not have been the best followers. Like if Jim was like, listen, you're posting too much, and he unfollowed and unconnected me, I'd be I'd be upset because I'm trying to build a relationship with everyone. But again, I don't control anyone. Like if I'm posting too much and that's bugging you, you should unfollow me. Like why would you you're not gonna hurt my feelings by doing that, right? Like that's just the truth. Jim, everyday posting and conversations, absolutely. It's just more at bats, right? Like if you go to the gym once a week versus 3 times a week versus 5 times a week versus 7 days a week, you're going to see different results. And yes, I understand like taking breaks and all that's very important. So don't get me wrong, but if you go to the gym once a week and you go to the gym 5 times a week, you're going to see different results. One faster, one not. Again, and yes, there's nuances like maybe if you get hurt and blah blah blah. But I'm talking like generally. So my tip is do for 30 days. Humor me. Let's make this a joke, right? Let's just do for 30 days. You'll start to realize that it doesn't actually take that much time once you get into the rhythm of things. I'm scared for the day that I stop posting, not for the day I miss a post. Does it make sense? Like if I post 4 times a day versus 5 times a day, that's okay. But days I go 0, which I never intend to do, that is going to be the scariest day because it's going to be, it's because it's hard, right? Like your body's natural defenses are to be lazy and not do it. So the truth is, like, it'd be easy just not to do it. But that's the truth. So we're gonna actually gonna wrap it up here. Positions you as a influencer. Jim? Do you mean what positions you as an influencer, or creating content post? Yeah, I mean consistency, right? Like the reason people have influence, regardless of anything. Bye, Daniela. We'll talk real soon. Yeah, just message me if you have any questions or anything. But yeah, I mean, consistency definitely, regardless of online or offline, that's what breeds influence, right? You don't want we all have those friends that I'd say those friends that they'll show up when they need you, but when you need them, they're not there, right? So at the end of the day, it's the truth, right? So, Jim, yeah, no, why not, right? Why not be nice? So, I'm actually going to end it here because I do have to get ready for a meeting I have in a couple minutes. But appreciate everyone. Have a fantastic day, Jim, Daniela. Thank you guys for being in. We had a couple people liking, and I see actually one or two followers from I don't know from this, but just a couple followers from this. So, regardless, have a good day. If you guys have any questions, send me a direct message. And if you like these type of very tactical mindset things in marketing, more than happy to do more of those. I think there's a lot of value in them, and actually tomorrow I'll do something similar. So have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys later.